Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How it goes, the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional night. It is Wednesday. Figure been going live lately. I used to go live every Thursday and whatnot, but I'd like to just knock things out. Do the great three free things like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys are having a great evening. Now, let's just get down to the meat and potatoes, brass tactics of it all. Let's get to it all. Today's subject matter, well, tonight's subject matter, we're talking about the validity of BET. Now, like any other network, like anything else in life, it has pros and cons, And I will start off on the positive aspect of things. Like they've helped Tyler Perry build obviously a beautiful thing. I got there when I went to Atlanta back in May. I got to go by his studios, which is right next to a metro station, which is minutes away from the airport, Atlanta airport, minutes away from downtown Atlanta. So it's in an impeccable location. And the fact that that used to be considered a Confederate military base, and now that an African American male owns it, or foundational Black American owns it, is a beautiful thing. It's hiring people within the community. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm not knocking it. I'm not. So my thing with BET is I know nothing ever stays the same. Not all networks stay the same. If you don't evolve, you disappear. That one of my favorite quotes from Tupac. We grow, we all grow. We evolve, we disappear. But what BET for the most part has, evolved into, it's something that I don't appreciate as much as I used to. And when I remember watching BT as a kid. I'm an '80s baby. I remember watching BT. Especially if it was like Friday or Saturday, and it would be late night, and they actually used to have their own news channel. Where they actually presented the news from an African American, FBA perspective, and it was unlike, and they had more shows that made sense. They didn't just have a lot of ratchetry shows where the reality TV shows that they have nowadays, where it's just people. All the reality TV shows are stupid. I mean, hey, that's what made the Kardashians. Between that and the sex tape, who they are today. People arguing with each other, getting in fights with each other. Like I said, I'm an '80s baby, so the first reality TV show I ever saw was actually on MTV. It was called The Real World and Road Rules, and it was always, the producers and the writers of the show. They always knew that if they get, based on data and studies and statistical analysis, they knew that if they get a certain amount of people to live in a house for a couple of months, 6 months to a year, that have completely different personalities, political views, religious views, sexual orientations, that is going to be beef, and with that, there's going to be more boosts in ratings and whatnot. So we know the get down. So when you're watching a reality TV show, back then there might have been only one or two that I can remember. There might have been others outside of the MTV era, but like now it's just gotten ridiculous. It's probably over 30 freaking reality TV shows, and for a lot of people, it's made them money, and a lot of people, it's made them famous. But at what cost? That's one thing I can say with sincerity. But another thing I can say is that you know, it's got like all networks. You got the Real High Housewives of everything: DC, Maryland, LA, Atlanta, Europe, all over the place. So you got all that nonsense. I remember the Flavor Flav show back in the mid 2000s. The list goes on and on. And for, like I said, for a lot of people, it's helped them eat. It's helped them do a lot of things. So I'm not mad at that. I get it. I respect it. You know, but you know, um, it is what it is. But I just don't understand why it's just gotten so crazy, you know. I just got so crazy. And then this just got out of hand. And then a lot of I can only say a very few of the television shows that are actually on BET right now are actually anything that I would really watch, because majority of the shows that if I even catch BET, is going to probably be some old school shows like Martin, Living Single, New York Undercover, shows like that, shows that I grew up with, us '80s baby, Single, Living Color, and New York, yeah, New York Undercover. And the funny thing is, I remember how three of those shows would come on the same night. So you would have those shows on the same night, Married with Children on the same night on Fox TV. Um, and those were the shows that I grew up with watching. You know, those are the shows I grew up watching, and those are the shows that mattered for the most part. But today's world, you got and I'm not knocking Tyler Perry's stuff, so I'm just going to get that out there. I think what Tyler Perry has built is great, but I look at the shows that's on, and I'm just not feeling it. Tyler Perry's Assisted Living, The Oval, um, and then I'm reading these other shows that are on BET: Celebrity Stash, Cooked in Five, The Breakdown. Um, they brought back Tyler Perry's House of Pain. Um, and then the music awards nowadays, the music awards just suck. Okay, that's just music awards used to be really, back when I used to be your hip hop junkie. Okay, I was having a conversation with somebody today. I was the person that used to love to hear music from all genres, not just hip hop music come out. I would listen to Limp Bizkit, Korn, Kid Rock. Um, I listen to Eminem, D12, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Wu Tang Clan, Snoop Dogg, Dogg Pound, Master P, No Limit Soldiers, Cash Money. I didn't really like them when they came out, but then they had a couple of good songs. UGK, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, um, Too Short. I listen to Ludacris, Disturbing the Peace, DTP. I listen to Miami rappers, Luke, other rappers that came out of Florida and things of that nature. Um, so I would listen to a multitude of music. I listened to the rock band Seven Dust and things of that nature. But Lenny Kravitz, Hootie and the Blowfish. Yes, I listened to Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius Rucker. Um, I listened to a multitude of music back in the day, and Cypress Hill. I used to, Fat Joe and Big Pun, Mobb Deep. The list goes on and on. Little Kim, Foxy Brown. The list goes on and on. But back then, the rap music to me specifically had more diversity to it because I could listen to some artists from LA that most people didn't ever hear about, from Dilated Peoples to Exhibit to the Alcoholics, where they showed their name to the Licks, the Jurassic Five, the Far Side, and those groups that came out of Los Angeles didn't sound anything like the gangbang rap like DJ Quick, Ice T, NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Daz, et cetera and so forth. Lady of Rage, DJ MC8. I used to listen to um, Guru, Gangstar, DJ Premier. I'm going through a lot of hip hop history here, but whether it was the BET Awards, whether it was the MTV Awards, Video Music Awards, there was the Grammys, the Academy Awards, whatever. There was more diversity compared to what you have now. And the last award show that BET had, I thought it was whack. It was terrible. It wasn't really worth my time. I watched a little bit of it during dinner, and I just didn't. I didn't see I just saw the ratchetry and stupidity was at an all time high, and only maybe 10 to 12% of 10 to 12% of anything of any real substance that was going on, especially because in today's music, the owners of the entertainment industry love to just promote stupidity and ratchetry all at the same time. And that's like, I'm glad I grew up with the mixture. Like, I could listen to some gangster stuff if I wanted to. I could listen to some conscious stuff if I wanted to. And back then we didn't have social media, so it was harder to find underground. Like, sometimes, back in you had to, we got CDs. So every now and then I would just take a chance and buy somebody's CD because it looked like something I'd want to listen to. And these people would never have videos. If they did have videos, they never got played on MTV or BET, or VH1, because those are our only options. Nowadays, people can make a low budget, decent video and put it out on any social media platform, and it's much better. So you actually, in today's world, you actually have way more options when it comes to music. And I notice on BET they're trying to bring a lot of things back from the old days. Like, you see Boomerang. You see that they're even on TV1 they're going to have a reunion. They had the Martin reunion on BET. The Fresh Prince reunion was actually on Netflix, and this weekend they're having their uh, a different world reunion. Because no matter how much they try, and I give the network credit, at least on this one, it's hard to bring back that 1990s 80s flavor where it was a smidgen of ratchetry, but you had a lot more class all at the same time. You saw people. Not everybody was getting cussed out. Not everybody talked like they had a fifth grade education. Not everybody was from the hood. That was the beautiful thing I liked about my time. Like I said, my generation wasn't perfect, but if you watch the Moesha, if you watch the Thea, if you watch South Central, if you watched Homeboys from Outer Space, if you watch A Different World, The Cosby Show, if you watched if you watch Martin, if you watch Living Single, all those black, quote unquote, black shows had variety. Family Matters. You know, you had people that were business owners. You had people that were cops. You had people that worked in corporate America. You had people who were blue collar workers. So it showed the variety of the true African American experience. Even the show Rock and whatnot. He was a garbage man. Carl from Family Matters. He was a police officer. Uncle Phil, Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He was a lawyer, then became a judge. You know, owned a couple of businesses on the side. You know, it showed a variety in South Central. The one woman worked for a law firm, and then after her husband left her and she got fired from the law firm, she ended up becoming assistant manager in a black-owned grocery store in South Central Los Angeles. So it showed a variety of blackness and people living on the West Coast, people living on the East Coast, people living in the Midwest, and even you had fewer shows that were based out of the South, but like the show like Thea was based out of the South. You know that had Brandy and the comedian Thea on it. You know, you had a variety of other shows like Malcolm and Eddie. That was based out of Kansas City, Missouri. So that was a Midwest show. But that was Rock was based out of Baltimore, Maryland. You know, so that you had all those great varieties. Was it perfect? No, but and when it comes to BET as a whole, BET was more of a music channel back then, but they still had the great shows that and even like they need like today's kids need a version of their own 106 in Park where the artists not only artists come on to perform and talk about the new album and things of that nature. But then they have other people because you have that. That was it was a BET show too. You had a variety, not just music, but you had other actors, actresses, politicians, business owners, and things of that nature. So and I remember that BET actually had news shows back then. I never forget the time where not Wesley Snipes, but film director Spike Lee was talking about how he didn't like the fact that a lot of rappers were becoming actors and whatnot. He didn't like that at all. And I never forget it was a news BET news show. It was light skinned brother. I forgot the name of him, but they had Ice T on there, they had Master P on there, and they had Sticky Fingers on there. And they were all one actors, and then two, Master P was actually making movies and whatnot. So it was a great show. You had good shows like that. Once Viacom bought out BET, to me, it just the credibility of the network is not what it used to be. You know, it's not. It doesn't have the because at the end of the day, it still has the awards. Yeah, I know it's not a video channel anymore because all videos are streamed now. And then it has movies, it has TV shows, and it shows old shows and things of that nature. I think the last good movie I saw on there was the movie about the preacher. I honestly say that I forgot his name, but he has that song "Never Would Have Made It." That was actually a good movie. So I can give BET some credit on that one. That's why I said I'm just doing pros and cons. So let me know how you feel about BET Network. Do you think it's obsolete? Do you think the credibility of them has kind of gone away and all that good stuff? Let me know, on some realness because like I said, this isn't just a crap on BET all at the same time. This is just to put the word out like, hey, give me your perspective. Um, you know. Sorry, and and that's what one thing I got to put into perspective. It's like, and then last but not least, I got to address because I'm talking about the hip hop award show that I got to talk about the hip hop award show that Fat Joe is going to produce. Now, I know there's controversy in regards to this, and I'm not getting into any racial disparities or anything of that nature. But honestly, I think, and nothing against Fat Joe, said I'm a Fat Joe fan, but I don't think um, Fat Joe should be hosting the BET Awards. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. He is a hip hop legend, but and I'm not gonna take that away from him. But if BET is supposed to be black entertainment television, I mean, need I say more? I'm just gonna call it like I see it. I got nothing against Fat Joe. He's done a lot of great things, especially when it comes to the hip hop industry and all that good stuff. But um, because he says a lot of he has a mindset of we're all one, and I love that, but in reality, that's just not a reality. In certain instances, it is. Like the beautiful thing about the military, you work as a cohesive force and whatnot, and when it comes to racism, it's very very minimal compared to other businesses and industries and whatnot around the world. But I mean, around the United States of America, and it's the most diverse, educated, robust people but group of people. But when it boils down to what Fat Joe has been spewing lately, I don't really think that he's the best person to host the BET hip hop awards show. But that's just my perspective, and I'm allowed to have that perspective because the one, like I said, my one biggest pet peeve in today's world, if somebody begs to differ with me on this situation, guess what? My feelings are not going to be hurt. I'm not going to argue with it, and actually, I'm going to be the adult and say, you know what, I can respect that and move on with my life. So let me know if you guys agree with Fat Joe hosting the BET Hip Hop Video Awards and whatnot. That's all I got to say about that. Because to me, it even shows a little bit why BET could be a little bit obsolete in regards to the programming. Like if it was like the Hip Hop Source Awards, you wouldn't hear a peep from me. If it was another Hip Hop Awards outside of BET, you wouldn't hear a peep from me. And the thing is, it's like I said, you go to the Latin Grammys, and I've watched them before because I speak some Spanish. Hablo un poco de español para mi gente. You're not going to see anybody from the black hip hop community, there going on there and presenting any awards. And I get it, especially given the fact that the awards is going to be in Spanish. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. I respect people's culture all day, every day. Like I said, I've been learning Spanish for the last 10 years or whatnot. So aprende español, hablo un poco de español cada día, mi gente. So, like I said, I'm not disparaging anybody from a race-based aspect, but it's just, you just got to keep it real, where it's at the end of the day, and sometimes people, they join certain clubs, they go to certain organizations and whatnot because they want to be around their tribe in a sense. And it's not, and your tribe's not even just your race and whatnot. Like you have people that are members of the NRA because they love guns and they want to talk about guns. You have people who are members of NFL football associations because they have certain things in common. You know what I mean? People who are part of churches and whatnot because they have certain things in common. So everybody has their thing. A lot of people are part of law enforcement organizations, military organizations, finance organizations. Like me, I'm a part of EYO University, so and that's my tribe, and that's got a diverse group of people from all ages and races and all from all over the place. So everybody has their thing, but I just had to leave it at that. As far as BT obsolete, my assessment of BT being obsolete, I say it's about 40% working its way up to 50% capacity of being obsolete in today's world because they do put out a lot of great movies and shows that people like. Not really for me, but for other people. And me, at this point in my life, I'm just more of a podcaster at this point. I'd rather just listen to podcasts and be done with it. Like I had to pause one of the podcasts I was listening to today. It's like, because there's so many good ones out there, the ones that you can get educated on, the ones you can laugh about, the ones that you can just, you can even participate in, things of that nature. It's like, but that's just, that's just, my perspective in that regard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that's why it takes a lot for me. If I'm into a television show, it means a lot because it's a rarity. If I'm into a movie, it says a lot because I rarely watch them anymore. That's why I was disappointed with the movie Nope. I actually thought it was a decent movie. I just thought it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, like other Jordan Peele movies. But as this one young man told me, who I know works in my grocery store, he's like, you can't hit them all out the ballpark. You can't win them all. I was like, you know what? That's a great way of putting it. Anything in life, you're not going to hit a home run every time. That life is like baseball. You're gonna get some strikeouts, you're gonna get a ball, you're gonna and then you're gonna get a hit. Oh, might be a good hit, might be a small hit, might get a home run, but you can't win them all. That's life. So that's one thing I can definitely put into perspective. And like I said, before I end tonight's broadcast, remember, I got nothing against Fat Joe personally. I've been talking about him and Busta Rhymes probably for the last 2 weeks because they've been trending, and two, I grew up watching, listening to them. I saw their careers grow. And three, I find that there's been a lot of disrespect lately. And four, I'm just going to address it, and I'll leave it at that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Whether my mindset is respect my opinion, even if you don't agree with it. Just like I respect other people's opinion, even if I don't agree with it. I call that evolution, and I call that just being a freaking grown man. Call me crazy. But and another thing to take into consideration is that, like I said, I know a lot of great moves are being made with BET. I know Tyler Perry hires a lot of African Americans within the community. I know that he's helped create a lot of opportunities within the community, from an economic standpoint. I got to see him at a Vest Fest. I was obviously I watched it on when they broadcasted it on Zoom, but I got to see him and his greatness and talking about even the great things he did in regards to not only building the studios, creating all these movies, renting out his studios to other networks and productions and whatnot, movies, television shows, but how he didn't really have to, financially, he was good. And really, he didn't have to reopen his doors down in his studios during the shutdown for COVID. Like he knew a lot of his employees needed their jobs and they needed to work. So he did an admirable thing. That's why I said you will never, you might hear me say I don't particularly care for a lot of Tyler Perry stuff, but you will never ever hear me disrespect this man because he came from nothing. He was homeless, and what he has built is phenomenal. So I will put that on record all day, every freaking day, is what Tyler Perry has built has been phenomenal. I liked House of Pain. I liked a couple of the episodes. I'm not gonna say it's all bad. I love the movie when he played an FBI agent. The Medea movies, I might have liked one or two of them. That's what I said. I'm not going to say I never liked any of his stuff, because a lot of people say because I'm not from the deep South, I don't get it. I was like, some of it I like, some of it I don't like. That's just, I think you were entitled just because you're African American, you were black and whatnot, doesn't mean you got to like everything that your people puts out and whatnot. I mean, I go to businesses from all races. Sometimes I like the business, sometimes I don't. So it's not about the race or the business, it's about the service at the end of the day. It's like, so if the service is cool, then we're going to be cool. That's what it is. But bad customer service, oh, you will get a bad review from me, and then you won't get my money. Because I say this once and I say this again and say it until the day I freaking die. Who you bank with and who you do business with holds way more power than who you vote for. Okay? And I'll say that one more time. Who you spend your money with, who you bank with, who you borrow money from holds way more power than who you vote for. And that's just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying, family? So that's just one thing I wanted to put out there on some realness. Okay. That's one thing I just wanted to put out there on some realness. So I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think about today's state of BET for my 80s babies and even my folks that were around during the inception of BET when Bob Johnson and his wife owned it, well, ex-wife now. Let me know what you think about Fat Joe hosting the Hip Hop Music Awards, BET's Hip Hop Awards. If you're cool with it, if you're not cool with it, let me know in the comment section. Like I said, this isn't a debate to divide or whatnot. It's cool to disagree. Remember, don't let anybody tell you that it's against the law for somebody to have a difference of opinion with you. You live in the United States of America. Last time I checked, it wasn't illegal for you to have a disagreement with somebody. That's all I got to say. That is the freedom we have here. So let's enjoy it. Okay. Certain parts of the world, you can't disagree with the government or the corporations of that country. If you do, you better keep that opinion to yourself. Because if you don't, then you have a great chance of you getting shot, killed, maimed, or put in jail or whatever have you on some realness. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyways, do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great night. It's been a crazy week, but we're still gonna ride through this train. We're still gonna push on, and we still gonna call it a day at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna ride. We're still gonna push on, and we're still gonna call it a day. So that's it at the end of the day, my friends and family. Hopefully, you guys continuously making money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. That's all I got to say about that. And if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, do not forget to check out WEBULL Stash Acorns Crypto.com. All those platforms, you'll be able to make some money moves with them. It shows all the obviously all the links are in the description. And don't forget to check out my online store all at the same time. Greatly appreciate that, family. All right, so let's get it done, man. Let's make some money moves together. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the Cash Apps. Thank you for the Venmos. And thank you for the PayPals. Every time money's invested into my channel, I always put it back into the channel. So you guys are nothing but the best, and I expect nothing less on some realness. All right. So that's why I said it. When they say make money move or you're gonna live bro like a fool, I mean it. I truly mean it, and I truly appreciate everything and everybody. All right. So on that note, family, I'm out.
Mike, now.